Carabines.com. Legacy 36, October 17th, taking place at Route 66 Casino. On the card, Donald Sanchez is going to be taking on Charles Cheeks. Thanks for the time, Donald. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me once again, like always, and you're a great dude. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Your second time in the Legacy cage. Your second time now fighting as a member of Jackson's Winklejohns. So how much, easier has this fight camp been, having that continuity, and it's not the first time going through a camp with the gym this time?
Man, I'm just so much more getting in a groove instead of trying to get out of a rut. And I'm just more relaxed through things and able to learn better, so it just feels real good.
Back at the press conference when they announced the event, you didn't have an opponent yet. How long did it take, and did you think you were going to end up being able to fight on this card?
Up until that press conference, I had an opponent, and then it somehow fell out, and it was actually a really tough fight. Didn't happen, and they told me, I had faith that they would figure it out. Someone is always going to step up to their plate. It's kind of hard to find me, something with how much experience I have and the top level fighters I fought. But I'm glad this dude stepped up to the plate and is ready to put in work that night.
44 fights to about 10 fights is what we're looking at here, and the difference in the experience. So how much will that play in your favor, and how can you use that experience advantage to your benefit?
I think I'm just going to be able to go in there and impose my will, keep my calm, and not gas out, which I believe that's what most unexperienced fighters do. So that's going to play huge into my part. Having so many fights is a good thing and a bad thing, but I'm going in there and I'm going to do what I do best.
Now with that, it's going to be your second time in a row at the Route 66 Casino. Last time, a hard fight with a guy who really didn't want to engage with you. So how do you handle that during a fight when a guy like Flavio was only trying to wrestle? He was, reluctant, unwilling basically to strike with you. He was just constantly shooting for the takedown. What was it like trying to keep your composure through that?
That's been the story of my whole career, really. No one has really, no one's really wanted to stand toe-to-toe with me too much. I've had a few fights that, those guys did. I've been around the best striking coaches in the world from where I was before to where I am now, and for a guy like Flavio being a Muay Thai champion and a bare knuckle legend and this and that, man, I was pretty upset with that fight. But it made me realize I needed to work extra on my wrestling, and that's what I went and did. And I've been doing wrestling camps out of state and everything, so it's gonna play a huge factor in my fight game now.
I know you went up to Illinois. What was that experience like?
What's that? Where was that?
You went up to Illinois, right? Working with Frizzy style wrestling. What was that like?
Yeah, man, that was crazy. These elite collegiate wrestlers, even Olympian wrestlers, down to the high schoolers, man, they're badasses out there, and it's just on a whole new level for wrestling. I went and did that, and I came back with so much confidence and skill from me. That guy is a genius at wrestling.
Like we've said, no one's wanted to stand with you. Has that really been what it's been about, is now working the wrestling, not wanting to be that guy that everyone's trying to put on their back, maybe putting somebody on their back?
No, it's not that. It's still working my striking, but adding the little things that I needed to stop these guys from taking me down. And also, if I need to, I can take them down at the same time. So I'm going to be striking. I'm I try to keep it on the feet, but they're adding in little things, little movements that I need to do, transitioning from a striker to an MMA fighter.
So, getting that high-level wrestling experience, we know you've been doing MMA a long time. What was it like with those little movements and the difference it made? You're like, oh, that's what I needed to be doing? What were those like?
Yeah, man, it was hard to do because I have developed a lot of bad habits. But after hours and hours and hours of drilling the same exact thing, it just clicks. That's what you need. You need to do it multiple times just for you to do it one time as a reaction, you know, and that's what they had me doing, and it kind of sucked doing it all at once, just drilling the same damn thing, but that's what I needed, so that's what I did.
Now coming into the fight with Charles, he's coming out here, you're going to have the hometown again. Back when you had your Bellator fight, we were talking about, wow, what's it like to be able to fight at home again? But now, what's it like the third consecutive fight, not having to do the traveling? The traveling's been more for your training and for your benefit. What's it like being able to stay at home now these last several fights?
To be honest with you, it sucks. I hate fighting at home. I like that my fans are able to come here and everything. But to be honest, I believe this is going to be the last time I ever negotiate a fight here. And so I'm going to go out there and put on a show for my local people that aren't able to travel with me. I just like to be on the road, man. I like to be out of here and gaining new fans, new exposure, and everything like that.
And has that been something that's just you figured out these last couple fights, or was that really even back in July of 2013 then you're like, I guess I'll do it here, but I'd much rather still just keep being road warrior?
Yeah, I've wanted to say no for many years, but I just never did. And now I've come to that point in my life where that's my decision, and that's what I've come up with, and that's all I'm going to negotiate, man. That's all I'm going to do, honestly.
And then, what's it been like for you, those big changes in the personal life? How has it helped the professional life? We know, and congratulations, married after your last fight.
Yeah, man, it was hard at first, but, man, I'm a soldier, you know. I adapt to things very, very quickly, and I take advantage of it, and I start rolling with punches, you know, and that's what I had to do. It took me a while, like I said, I was in a rut, and it took me a while to get in a groove, so now I'm there, and it's going to be dangerous.
So again, what's it like now? You've been with the gym for a while, you've been able to get acclimated, so what's the comfortability level there like now?
Just everyone I'm able to click with, I'm able to know what I can and can't do with, you know, I'm able to just go, before I didn't feel comfortable just, you know, asking so-and-so to do this and that, you know. I didn't have my room to say anything, you know, but I've built my relationships, and I'm able to talk to people, and they work with me. They've always been open arms, and now it's just that comfort, you know.
Right. And then also now at Jackson's Winklejohn, we've seen the story in the Albuquerque Journal this week, the big renovation, the new facility being built. So what's the buzz like there in the gym?
You know, no one's really talking about it. Honestly, we're busy training, not talking about a new facility. You know, we're just getting better as fighters, and the coaches are sticking with that. You know, and when the time comes for the new gym, then we're just going to adapt to that, and it's just going to be bigger, better facility, which will just be bigger and better fighters.
And then anything else new you've been doing in the training?
I've been adding little, like I said earlier, little things, little tiny points that make such a huge deal, and I've been changing those and working on that a lot. It was the little things that I needed. I've always been a hard worker. It just blew through things and didn't pay attention to the small things. That's what I'm doing now, working hard at the same time.
I know part of that new facility with Jackson's, from hearing them talk about it, they said it was to become a little more modern, a little more in line. And you've been in this game for many years. So, from your aspect, how have you seen the developments change in the way of training fighters from when you first started?
You know, it's about taking care of yourself, knowing yourself and doing certain things the right way without hurting yourself, without, keeping yourself healthy. That's the name of the game, and that's what this new facility is also going to add, like certain things for us to be able to stay even more healthy and replenish ourselves. So the coaches know as well. They feel us when we're weak or tired. They're like, take a day off, dude. You need it. Your body needs it, and they know what they're doing. So, and as a fighter, we gotta know what we're doing as well.
And from reading that article, like I said, hearing about that facility, the modern developments, I'd say it's pretty amazing. It's closing that gap almost where it was like these MMA teams getting to the point where they have the facilities of, say, an NFL team, an MLB team. I think I heard that even American Top Team is doing something similar to what we're doing out here, building their own giant facility with all that. So I think it's really cool to see these MMA teams becoming like these major sports franchises.
Yeah, man. People are going here from all around the world. It's crazy, and they're just coming to train with the best fighters in the world. Obviously there's good fighters everywhere you go. At any gym you go, But for some reason, guys just are attracted to that place, and all these fighters are coming, so they're going to accommodate all that. So it's even better, and even more fighters come, and maybe even more different trainers,
I've heard from a lot of the fighters, they said they like it out here because it's New Mexico. It's not busy like Vegas or like California. You come here and it's pretty easy to set in and focus. Have you ever thought that, you were born and raised out here, it's just a good environment to breed the fighters?
Yeah, man, you can just focus on fighting. You don't gotta do all the BS, in those big cities. There's a lot of distractions in those big cities out there. And here, and there's not too much to do out here, so you gotta go train or you rest. You're not gonna go train and then go to a big ass concert or something. There's concerts and stuff, but nothing huge like Vegas or LA or anything like that.
It's been great talking to you. Didn't want to hold you up too much. What's your message for the fans about coming out on the 17th?
Come out, support the locals. As always, I'm going to put on a huge fight. I can't wait to showcase everything, and if you're a friend of mine, come out, because this is the last time I'm going to do anything local. If not, come out to see something spectacular. And thanks for having me, man.
Anyone else you needed to thank?
There's too many people to thank, and I got so many people with my back right now, having my back, and I just want to thank all of you. You know who you are, and thank you for having me, bro.
Thank you, everyone. Access TV or live at the Route 66 Casino, October 17th, Legacy FC 36. It's going to be a great night of fights, and we'll see you out there.